actually like the money line one.
Mariota's either going to dice it up or just shit the bed.
Yeah.
I feel like Raiders. I feel like Pete Carroll on defense though is going to have like Mariota's number. That's just my take.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Hey, yo, listen, this is Not Move Podcast. This is a pregame Pittsburgh Steelers segment. I am your host, Coach Thomas. You know, bleed black and yellow. I got my man, down-faced gremlin, up in the top, and we got a special guest today, another black and yellow brother, another
Yes,
man
sir.
that
Yes,
bleeds
sir.
black and yellow from the Blitzburg of Pittsburgh, my man Roses.
I got my I don't have my camera on, but I got my Rod Woodson jersey on, man. Hoping to bring me some luck today, man. Hoping to bring me some luck.
Absolutely. Hey, so look, we're gonna break down a little pregame segment. You know what I mean? This is where we give our little predictions, our little you know what I mean, our opinions on what our team is looking like. And since you were guest today, Roses, I'm gonna let you start it off, man. Where do you see us today in New England, dog? Where do you see us today?
Man, it's tough. This is a really tough game. So far in the first two games of the season, Drake May has gotten consistently better for the New England Patriots. Obviously, stopping the run is my giant concern, right? So people earlier were talking about the O-line and this, that, and the third. I said, nah, it's stopping the run early and often. Another big problem that we had specifically against Seattle was letting them convert or at least get close on third and longs. We can't. I mean, I think we had like a 3rd and 12. We gave up 11 yards. Just can't do that. Now some positives. I think we'll actually be able to run the ball decently as long as it's to the outside. I do see New England's interior being a problem, but I think the outside run will be there. And with no Christian Gonzalez, I know Carlton Davis is probably going to be on DK a lot, so I don't look for a huge game out of DK, but I can look to see possibly a big game out of Calvin Austin, maybe a breakout game for Roman Wilson. I'd love to see that, but somebody else needs to step up and take some of the heat off of DK.
Absolutely. I agree with everything you said. Gremlin, my boy Grem, what you got for me today, baby?
Well, not a lot to disagree with on Roses right there. I do think they need to attack them with the pass. That defense is weak without Christian Gonzalez, so they might as well take advantage of it because look what the Raiders did in week 1. They went right at them with the pass, and they were effective. So we got to, though, in order to get the pass, they got to protect Rodgers. That offensive line is just so awful right now. They're just letting Rodgers get put into bad situations. He needs to stop getting hit. One of the interceptions last week obviously wasn't his fault. It's hitting off of somebody's hands and it's popping right into the defender. But look at how it's closing in on him as he's trying to make that stressful type of throw. This is just too much pressure on Aaron Rodgers, too much crap from our tackles especially. I just don't like that against the Patriots, who have the lead sacker in the league right now with 3.5 sacks. That's a big problem. The Patriots do have a tough line. It seems like the first 3 teams we faced this year all have a tough defensive front. It's just been unlucky that we happen to face very strong defensive fronts, but the Patriots are no joke. And Coach, I think you can speak to that, especially as our coordinators seem to just want to give up. Coordinators don't care, it seems like, at this point, in 3 games in.
Yeah, hey, listen, check this out. And y'all, both of you know, you heard, I don't pull no punches when it comes to my black and yellow. You know I love them to death. But listen, the same way I want to celebrate you, listen, when you're messing up, I got to criticize you. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Our entire coaching staff needs to be fired.
Agreed.
This is just me.
Agreed.
The entire coaching staff, from Tomlin down to the Warner boy, needs to be fired. And that is not an exaggeration. See, and this is something that I couldn't believe I saw last year, right? Okay? And then now, here it is, the first 2 games, and there's no change. And
None.
that's what our defensive coordinator Terrell Austin. Okay, listen, this man, I don't know who he knows or what takes he has on somebody that he got this job. I have no clue, right? I don't know. He did the cloak and dagger J. Edgar Hoover thing, and he got some dirt on somebody. Like, that's how he got this job. Because this man cannot make an in-game adjustment to save his damn life.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
Listen, do you know? Because, see, I saw it last year, and I'm like, yo, maybe it was just them. But now here we are 2 games in, and nothing has changed. So last year in the playoffs, the Ravens ran the ball 13 straight times, all positive yards.
Yep.
9 times were RPOs in a row. They ran 9 RPOs in a row. Not now one time was an adjustment made. So now, here it is, 2025. Can't be the same thing. No, I've counted 5 stunts and 0 twists out of our linebackers. 5 stunts and 0 twists out of our linebackers.
Yep.
This season. Now, that is despicable. That means you are running a Pop Warner defense, homie. That's a Pop Warner defense. If your linemen have no stunts, your linebackers aren't twisted, there's no delayed blitz from the safeties, there's no corner blitz, there's no end around corner blitz, there's nothing.
No.
There's nothing. Like, I remember I told you the one time I was talking to you, and it was Dick LeBeau's favorite blitz with Troy Polamalu. It was his favorite blitz. I think him and Troy loved this blitz the most. Okay? It's when the 3 tech on the right was stunt over to the 1. Oh no, the 3 tech on the left was stunt over to like the 1 on the right, and then the linebacker would come in. The linebacker would come in, and he would take that B gap, and then Troy would just slide right, and then that delayed safety would just slide right through the middle while everybody was worried about the twist. Yo, I haven't seen no creativity like that from Terrell Austin, none whatsoever. And something you had said, Graham, made me go do some research, right? Made me go do some research, okay? Mike Munchak said, now it was, you had said that, Tomlin runs coaches away, right? You had made it that time that you thought as though Tomlin runs coaches away, because we have brought up Mike Munchak. And, how our line hasn't been right since he left. You know what I mean? Like the scouting, the technique. Our line has not been shit since he has left. So now I go do some research. Okay, he says that he left because for personal reasons, that he wanted to be with his family. Right? He wanted to be with his family.
Yep.
He wanted to be closer to his family. Right? Which was in Denver, Colorado. Okay? In Denver, Colorado. Right? So why are you working as a consultant for the fucking LA Rams right now? In LA. If you want to be closer to your family. In Denver, Colorado.
I mean, I guess LA's closer than Pittsburgh.
No, I can read between the lines, dog. He didn't want to work with Mike Tomlin, dog. I can read between the lines. He didn't want to work with Mike Tomlin, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think there's some behind the scenes stuff going on and things and different things that coaches don't want to work with Mike Tomlin. Because, dog, why do we keep getting the bottom of the barrel in coordinators?
Yeah, I can't explain that other than Mike Tomlin not wanting them there ultimately, because, if you're to believe a lot of what the Pittsburgh writers and reporters put out there, in which, I can't say they're not credible because they're in and out that facility every day as well, just as much as those players. Good coaches don't want to stay under him because ultimately he doesn't like how they do something. There's something that he doesn't like particularly. I mean, look at Brian Flores. As for that short amount of time he was with us, he's now gone and doing well, doing so much better. And he could have been retained. That is a coach that could have been retained. But it's one of those things where, well, that's not a guy Mike Tomlin brought in. That's not a guy Mike Tomlin brought up. That's an outside coach who has his own philosophy, who has his own systems, who has his own play calls. Ultimately, that's what you want. You want someone who doesn't want to go the same way as the head coach all the time, because it's not good if they're always in unison. Then it's just going to be the same decision time in, time out without any thought. You want that bounce of ideas off each other so that they're going to challenge each other and make each other better. And it just seems like there's an air of arrogance with Tomlin where he doesn't think he needs to be better. He thinks he's already at the pinnacle and that there is nothing that he can do to improve, or anybody who can help him improve. And it just seems like this has been a philosophy of his since what, the 2020s? Really? It seems like it's really taken its head since the late 20 teens into the 2020s, where he has just reared his head in total control.
Hey yo, Caleb Johnson.
Oh, what did we say last week?
Yo,
What did we say? We both
yo,
said he should not be receiving kicks or punts.
yo. But see, here's my whole thing. Coaching. Why? See, this is coaches make this mistake all the time. All the time. They do it in the youth, high school, and now I see for a fact it's done in the NFL, right? They automatically assume that a player knows the rules.
Oh, yeah, all the
They
time.
they always automatically assume, because you've been playing this game since you were 5, you're 21, 22, 23, you know the rules. Because Caleb Johnson really thought that kickoff was like a punt. And he was only going to be down in the end. He did not know that the ball is live from the time you kick it.
Yeah, that
is coaching. That's coaching, Graham. No matter how you slice it, that is coaching. That is coaching. That is Danny Smith. Dog, you've been here. You've been doing this maybe too long. Maybe you've been doing it too long. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I respect you. I love you. Our special teams, we've been blocking punts and all types of special things. You know what I mean? Since you've been there. However, no, for you to have a guy returning kicks that doesn't know that the ball is live once you kick it.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Nah, that is yo.
Well, it's bad coaching.
That is the pure example of coaching failing.
Yeah. And I mean,
here is a prime example of coaching failure right there.
Yeah, and I mean, right now too, it's, not just coaching failure. It's going to be coaching failure mixed in with uh, a lack of depth. We've got some injuries this week still. We're keeping guys out like Joey Porter Jr. still out. I know, Peppers is there, but Deshaun Elliott's still out. Highsmith is out this week after what happened last week in that second quarter there. And then Yep, and then Sharping is out on the line, so there's a lack of depth just in case someone goes down on the line. But Harmon is still questionable as of right now, and it's actually showing that he possibly is starting. I feel like he's going to be a last-minute scratch, though, from all indications. Just like Christian Gonzalez is still listed as out, even though he started back at practice with New England this week. So they still have him as out, and then also questionable for New England fullback Jack Westover, and then defensive end Keelan White. But they're questionable. White, as of right now, looks like he's going to have limited snap time from what I'm looking at for reports, what is coming out of their camp. But that was as of 3 hours ago. So who knows what might change here before the game.
Right. So, yeah, I'm at a loss for words for what this team looks like, and it is so blatantly obvious that it's coaching, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm so frustrated. And another thing, what I'm starting to see is the composure of the defense. They don't believe in the Terrell Austin system.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
They don't believe in his system. They don't think his system is going to work, right? His zones are horrible. He has no blitzing, no types of any type of imagination when it comes to blitzing.
Not at all.
He has no imagination when it comes. Yo, how did this man become a defensive coordinator for a team, for an organization that is built off of defense?
I don't know. Maybe. Hey, you're the one who said that he's got some information on somebody. I doubt it, but it's got to be a friendship. It's got to be a friendship move, and that's the only thing that says it. Because nothing. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to disparage anybody who is at the professional level in anything. They've all made it there. Congratulations to them. I've never been there, so who am I to say anything like that? But just from a review.
Grim. Grim. We're not doing that. Grim. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. Absolutely not. We are not doing that. Listen. I applaud you for making it to the NFL. But you are in the basement. You are in the bottom tier basement.
Yeah.
Of your motherfucking profession right now.
Welcome back, Roses.
Yeah, sorry.
Listen, there's a bottom tier, then there's a basement of the bottom tier. Terrell Austin is in the basement.
So I actually,
of defensive coordinator.
Coach, I actually went and looked at his previous job because I was curious too. It was in 2018 with the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. Now let me pull it back up because I accidentally clicked off of it. Do you even want to know where they were at in a lot of stuff?
I think I looked this up too, and they were in the bottom five ranks of the NFL.
Defense.
Yeah.
They were a bottom 5 defense. They gave up the most yards of any team in the league.
Yeah.
In overall defense, they were in the bottom 5, and they had some of the most penalties in the league.
And then before that, he was the defensive coordinator for the Lions for 3 years when they were awful.
Dog, everything Rosen just read off. Did he just describe the first 2 games of the season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, damn near. Let me go back. Because I actually want to look where they ranked in run defense. I actually need to see that now.
Why do you see, Rosen, you had stepped away. I just said, man, listen, I don't know what it is, but Tomlin, good coordinators don't want to coach with him.
Mm-hmm. I was here. I was listening.
We only get the bottom of the barrel coordinators. We don't get no top shelf coordinators. And I think it's because, like Glenn said, there's some hidden issues like ego and stuff like that be floating that's going around that makes coordinators not want to come to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, look at the coordinators Bill Cowher. Let's just look at this. Don Taylor became a head coach. Ken Wisenhunt became a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't become a head coach, but he faced Bill Cowher in the Super Bowl when he was coaching Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Dick LeBeau made the Hall of Fame as a player and now a coach as a defensive coordinator. Bruce Arians, offense. Chan Gailey, offense. All these guys became head coaches and had positive, productive careers as head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean,
No, we're not getting no quality coordinators out of Tomlin. Like
By the way,
don't want to work with him.
Comment, by the way, because I just want to look it up. They allowed the 4th most rushing yards in the league the year that Terrell Austin was a Bengals DC.
so there you go.
There were 3 teams worse than them. That being the Raiders, Dolphins, and Cardinals.
Yo, how do you hire somebody like that? How do you hire him?
And I just want to look at the team that they
It
have.
starts with ownership. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
Rooney II is not like his grandfather or like he wants to be like his dad. He's not the same type of owner. He bends before anything. You know, he will bend over backwards for people and let them do their thing to detriment. And we've seen it already. It is coming from the top. It's trickling down, but Tomlin is not the guy right now. He's not having any answers for this team. He's the one who's bringing in people that don't make sense, and he's ultimately making these final decisions. The buck stops at him, and he's making bad decisions that we have seen for the last 5 years straight. And we can say it's okay. Well, Ben's retired now, which, yes, that has something to do with the offense, but that doesn't have to do with the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, I agree.
Listen, and I blame this on Tomlin, okay? And I'm going to keep saying it. The year Ben ruptured that tendon in his elbow, just throwing the ball, should have been a telltale sign. Yo, Ben's body's starting to break down. It's time for us to go look for his
Grem, you might want to retract your statement. They just said that Harmon is making his debut today.
That's what I said. He was questionable, so I didn't.
He is making his debut today. Hey, I think that'll be a jump to help the run stopping, but it's not going to fix the problem.
No, but they're
not outright.
And on top of that, they need to do a better job of utilizing YY Black. Okay, instead of having Keanu Benton in there, who is I'm so sick of seeing him get beat up all the time.
I said this in the
don't
offseason.
Understand it.
He's been a disappointment ever since he's been drafted. He's been I hate to say that because I'm not an NFL player. And he is. He's an elite athlete at the end of the day. But as a run stopper and even as a pass rusher, he gets beat. And he has been disappointing ever since we drafted him. A lot of people thought he could develop under Cameron Hayward, who's a no doubt Hall of Famer, and he has not. Now you have 2 guys that are younger, hungrier, and on rookie contracts that are hopefully going to do that. I think it will be Harmon, and I wouldn't be shocked if Black stays around for a long time as a giant body in the middle of the line.
And that's what they need to utilize Black as.
Absolutely. I can listen. Y'all just hit that right there. Y'all hit the nail on the head right there. And listen. Ben, we're gonna stop giving these guys grace, man. Like,
of course. No, we need to.
We won't stop giving them grace.
We need to.
Check this out, right? Check this out. Yes, you made it to the NFL. Not taking your accomplishment away from you. I would never do that. Right? You're one of 1% that makes it there. Right? So there's no question about it. You were a dog in college. Because why? You were good enough for the NFL to give you a shot. Then you were good enough to get an NFL contract. But listen, check this out. That you wake up okay. You wake up okay, dog. You gotta strive and work to be great. Right? And to that, you are in the bottom. You are in the basement of the bottom tier in your position in your profession, dog. I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat this, man.
Should always strive to be the best at your profession.
Exactly. Yes.
Should always strive.
And dog, oh my God, listen, and Rose, as you said it, is not going to fix the problem. It might slow the number, but obviously, obviously the problem is the defensive scheme.
Absolutely.
If there was no success in Cincinnati with him, and now we're having no success with Pittsburgh with him,
there's a common denominator.
The common denominator is him.
Terrell Austin. And also, because I did want to touch on this, and I know I've seen a lot of Steeler fans, specifically the younger generation, people like myself and a little bit younger than myself talking about this specific person. I don't want Tyreek Hill. I don't. I don't want that contract. I don't want that presence in the locker room. I don't want, for everything good that Tyreek Hill gives you, there's 1,000 things that are bad.
Dog, he's about to be 31. It's another wild hog. It's another wild hog.
Yeah, we already have a dynamic personality in the defensive locker room with Jalen Ramsey, right? It's only a matter of time before he starts turning to the Jalen Ramsey we all know of. And it's also a matter of time, and I'm going to say maybe 2 more games of Aaron Rodgers getting hit till we see the Aaron Rodgers remarks from the Jets time,
I
okay?
agree.
When Aaron Rodgers starts getting hit, which is bound to happen because they haven't fixed the offensive line, because Jones has, okay, his baby step and improvement that we saw into the Seahawks game, that is a baby step that started with a floor of turds. Okay. He started on a floor of absolute poop and took a baby step onto a little step that's still covered in crap. And he hasn't done anything to fix that. And Rodgers is going to keep getting hit. And then he's going to start making his comments where he's going to start calling out the offensive coordinator or maybe calling out that line. And honestly, I wouldn't mind him calling out the line. Everyone except for the center, Frazier, can be called out as far as I'm concerned. Every single one of them, even Faltanu,
Yeah.
he had a down game last week compared to his first week.
There's a guy on the line that needs to get called out because he plays a lot better than that, and that's Mason McCormick. McCormick played like shit. McCormick's played like shit these first 2 games, and I hate to say it like that because I love Mason McCormick.
I do too.
He was an absolute steal when he was on the field last year. Him and Frazier, for where they got them in the draft, were steals. And the fact that he's playing this bad, this early, makes me mad. But Broderick Jones, the expectation was for him to maybe get better, but we already knew that he was probably not going to pan out. Fautanu was a complete question mark because of the experience, because of the lack of sample size that you had. Sayamalu's always probably going to be okay, but never great. McCormick was the one guy that had the big upside on the line, and he just has not shown it yet, and it makes me sick.
With him and Frazier.
Well,
this is my problem, and I'm being honest. Do you got to give the Tomlin need 3 bad games and his quarterback, the head of the Wild Hogs, and get hurt before you bench this guy? Like, dog, listen, listen. At this point, right? I'm being honest. What is there to lose? You ain't blocking, so why not bring in your backup and see if he's hungrier? See if his will is stronger to make those blocks. Because you're not doing it.
No.
Just keep allowing you to let my quarterback get him smacked? I'm going to just keep allowing this? No, dog, you bench him. Like,
yeah, and I mean,
this like, oh, God,
yeah, and they have Pete, who was originally with Las Vegas before coming here, who did all right, but he has more experience than Broderick Jones, which is one thing that might be the injection that we need. And I want to speak to something about McCormick, though, because I don't think he's 100% at fault. He's been dealing with shitty tackles the last 2 years that he has to make up a lot of ground for, especially last game with Faltanu. He has to make up a lot of ground with these young guys, and I feel like it's hindering his performance as well. He's not doing himself any favors, because I agree with Rose's. I agree with what you said, and Coach, for sure, McCormick has to step it up, especially if he's going to be the 1-2 punch right next to Frazier there, which for us to talk about, let's shine a little light on how the Steelers have been so fortunate with centers throughout their history of being a football franchise.
Oh, absolutely.
That now Frazier seems like he is going to join that elite club of centers. And if he keeps up with this rate, but then again, why you want to stick around for a team that is only going down and the line is always in shambles?
So I have another just mind scratching question, right? We signed Jabril Peppers. Great tackler, great run stopper. Why is Chuck Clark still getting snaps? He has shown his age. He has shown he can't tackle. He has shown he can't cover. He has shown he is bad. Why is he still getting? I'm gonna be honest. If you weren't confident with Jabril Peppers in that system after a week's worth of training, why wasn't Killebrew getting snaps then? Because Killebrew's damn sure hungrier than Chuck Clark is right now. Why is Chuck Clark still getting snaps? And I have another one because I love Peyton Wilson, but he hasn't been great this year either. Why isn't Jawan Bentley off the practice squad?
That's a Mike Tomlin thing. Once again, you come to the team, you got to work your way up. You've got to prove that you're going to be the one to pull those ranks. And that's why this is happening right now. That's another Mike Tomlinism.
Nah, I'm going to tell you, yo, Rosie, you got that thing I sent you, right? That my cousin sent me about Mike Tomlin. Now, listen, check this out. And I'm going to let all our subscribers know, you know what I mean, everybody that's listening. All that politically correct crap Mike Tomlin be saying in interviews is it sounds smart, sound like Muhammad Ali, you know what I mean? His interviews are off the chain, right? Check this out, right? This is what this man said. I feel as though and think that we defended the run better in week 2 than we did in week 1. Now, Brees Hall averaged 5.1 yards a carry, week 1. Kenneth Walker averaged 8.1 or 8.3 yards a carry against us week 2. Listen, I didn't go to Harvard. No, I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Princeton and Yale. I didn't do none of that. But I'm almost sure.
I was born at night. I was not born last night, Coach.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. Correct me if I'm wrong. 8.3 is more than 5.1.
Hey, you know what he must have been talking about? He must have been talking about the quarterback run because Sam Darnold didn't do a lot of that. And you know what, Mike? You're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. You're right. We contained Sam Darnold,
who's not dynamic with his legs at all.
We stopped Charbonnet. All right, we really stuffed him. You know.
Shit. I mean, the team, and I hate to be this hard because they have guys playing out of their minds. Other than the big reception really wasn't even his fault. Jalen Ramsey has played well in both games.
For the
Slay
most
has
part.
obviously been bad. Porter, when he was on the field in game 1, was pretty good. Peyton Wilson had a good first game.
Porter, do you got an injury report on him?
Porter, they say out. He's out right now.
No, I'm saying, but what?
It's a lower body injury, I believe.
All they've said it's lower body. That's it.
So, and from what I understand, it happened back during the preseason, and that was his groin or his hamstring. It was in that area.
Okay.
But some other guys that have played well. Yeah, so some guys that have played well. I mean, Patrick Queen had a bad first game, but had a great second game. Wilson the opposite. But I will say, when Wilson having a bad game last game, Cole Holcomb had a pretty good bounce back game against the Seahawks.
Well, Jack Sawyer had a good game against the Seahawks too.
I agree. I was just getting to him.
Yeah, I think they with Highsmith being out, I don't like Herbig that much. I never have because he's one of those guys who he's going to get some playing time and he's going to fall on the injury list. That's just how he plays his career. He's going to get hurt somehow, and then the backup is coming in. I think you need to give Jack Sawyer some more reps because he's the young guy. He's hungry, and he played a decent game last week. I think this is his week to start stepping up.
Another sad thing is, I was guilty of it. I talked up Roman Wilson a lot, talked up Calvin Austin to what he could do a lot. Outside of DK Metcalf, our best receiver has been Ben Skoranek. And it's really not close.
And Jaylen Warren.
Jaylen Warren's up there too.
And Jaylen Warren actually leads in receiving yards for our team right now, which I'll give Rodgers this though. We got to give Rodgers props in this one area. All of his touchdowns have been to a different receiver every single time,
Oh,
all
he's
five.
spreading
So
the ball around, and I love
yeah,
that.
he's doing what he can. I like what I've seen from him, minus the fact that he's getting killed back there. It's
Listen,
My only problem is right. This line next year, if the plan is to go forward with Will Howard, which I would actually like to see, I think Will Howard has a lot of upside as a prospect. If that's the plan to go forward with Will Howard after this year, you cannot give a rookie quarterback a bad O-line.
No.
You can. It's
No.
going to end in disaster.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what is so crazy. Of everybody, of all the wild hogs that were acquired, that went and dusted off their vest out the attic and put it on for one last ride. Aaron Rodgers is the one that has been balling. Of all the wild hogs that I thought wouldn't ball, and I thought it was just going to be a disaster. If you guys heard my take before the season, because like I said, I wasn't a fan of the Aaron Rodgers.
I wasn't either, but I did think that he could provide some use. I'm gonna be honest. The one that I was
listen, check this out. Do you know? I was gonna think about this real quick. Think about this right here. 2021's defense. 2021's defense. And Aaron Rodgers' performance week 1. What does that game look like?
That's probably a blowout for us. It's probably a blowout. We probably were, and I'm going to be honest, 2021's defense, we would have beat the Seahawks too.
No, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, Aaron Rodgers at 41 has come in and has performed at this point in time right now in the season better than quarterbacks 15 years younger than him. Right?
I mean, you don't have to look to J.J. McCarthy.
No, listen. And we look like crap. Because of our defense. We look like crap. We look like crap. Because, when has there ever been a time the Steelers put up more than 30 points?
I think the last time we did it was
last year, right?
I mean, no. Hold on. We put up more than 30 points, and the game was close.
Oh,
geez. Well, then, I mean...
if we scored 30, listen, listen, you're going to always hear me say this because I love the man. Back in Bill Cowher days,
yeah,
if we put up 30 points, the game was over. The defense was not allowing you.
Now that we're talking about the offense, this is just again, we talk about Tomlin, and there are people that hold him in this high regard. This is another thing that just drives me up a wall. Why is Kenneth Gainwell getting goal line carries?
We talked about that last week, Roses. We don't understand where the use of. I get now why Caleb Johnson is going to be put towards the bench, and Barry Foster. He got the Barry Foster treatment from Barry Foster. Did the same thing, and then guess what happened the next year? He still holds the Steelers' highest single season rushing record ever. Okay, so if we treat Caleb Johnson like this just because of a bad coaching directive and a bad personnel placement with that bad, the kickoff, we talked about it earlier, Coach. He's going to start getting negative attitude. He's going to start doubting himself, and he's a good running back. But no, we got to use Gainwell. We have to keep putting Gainwell in these better situations. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not even saying Caleb Johnson. Why is, even if you're not going to use Caleb Johnson, whatever. Why is Jalen Ward not getting a goal line carry?
Yeah. No, I got a better question. I got a better question. Why is Cam Hayward's brother never lead blocking in them goal line situations?
Because he's only allowed on the team to fulfill Cam's contract. Okay? That's why. He's the
That's
mascot.
what it's really starting to seem. Listen, that's what it's really starting to seem like. Because you have him listed as fullback / tight end. But yet
he never plays fullback.
Situations, he's never on the field as a lead blocker.
I think I've seen when we do that, when we go into that formation, I think I've seen Gainwell there more than Connor Hayward. And I also have Connor Hayward, say what you want about him. The penalty last week was horrendous. Or not against, was that against the Jets or was that against the Seahawks? Those games blended together for me. But he had a bad penalty, regardless. He had a bad penalty. And like you said, Graham, I don't really put all of the weight of the Caleb Johnson thing on Caleb Johnson. Why?
No,
if I'm not wrong, Caleb Johnson runs a 4.5 40. Why is Caleb Johnson on a kickoff return?
That's what we've been saying.
No, we've been saying that. No, listen, we've been saying that, Roses. We've been saying that since week 1. Well, why do you have Caleb Johnson kickoff returning and not Gainwell or Roman Wilson or just Lee? Okay, if you don't want to burn out Calvin Austin because you want to put him, you want to acclimate him more into the offense. Okay, why not use Roman Wilson or the one that
Skowronek? Put Skowronek back there.
Skowronek or Scotty Miller is also a decent option.
Yeah, I don't understand why those guys.
But instead, no, you use the rookie that runs a 4.5 40. It makes no sense to me.
Listen. I'm gonna tell y'all, to be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. Until we change our coaching staff, I don't see anything getting any better in Pittsburgh. And I'm just gonna be honest with you because I see too many coaching errors, not personnel errors, not personnel holes. I see too many coaching holes.
Mm-hmm.
That organizations you can't overcome them. You can't overcome. You can't. You cannot overcome 10 whatever year veteran returning kicks, being a punt returner. Nah. We're not gonna start you.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, you ever returned kick before? No. All right, so now we're gonna use you.
Coach, another thing is we see all these things by just watching the games at face value. We don't even know what the play calls are supposed to be, and there's probably stuff that we are completely missing about the team is known for running this play, yada yada yada. We should adjust accordingly, and they don't do that. We don't know all of that, so we are fans, and we're seeing all of these holes in the Steelers coaching staff. Imagine the stuff we can't see.
No, listen. This is what I said was bad. This is what I said. And this is what I really understood and said it was coaching. My nephew is 9 years old. Die-hard T.J. Watt fan.
Mm-hmm.
Die-hard T.J. Watt fan. Against the Jets, my nephew says, Uncle Gordon. I'm like, what's up? He said, are they running the same play? I was like, who? He said, the Jets, the green team. I'm like, yeah. I was like, what it looks like. He said, well, how come the coach doesn't change the defense to stop them from running to the same side all the time?
Because Terrell Austin's our DC.
In other words, he asked like, how come there's no adjustments being made? You know what I'm saying? He's 9 years old, and he can see the coaching flaws.
Another problem that I have, right? What is something that TJ Watt doesn't have in common with every other elite edge in the NFL? He never gets a stunt. ever.
He never switches sides either.
Yeah, he's never moved around, and he never gets a stunt. I've never seen TJ Watt get a stunt. You would think for a guy that's probably the most chipped and double teamed guy in the league, you'd want to get him a stunt to maybe get him a free run at a passer. I mean, if you want to see how effective a stunt can be, even with an elite edge rusher, watch Myles Garrett play week 1 against the Bengals. He lit Burrow up.
Yeah.
Y'all listen. There's no imagination in Terrell Austin's system.
Not at all.
It's a Pop Warner system, Roses. It's a Pop Roses. I think up here, dog. I've counted 5 stunts. No 0 linebacker twist, 0 safety delayed blitzes in 2 games. In 2 games. You telling me you studied your defensive line 5 times in 2 games?
We don't bring any linebacker pressure. We don't have guys. I don't even think we fake pressure. It just every set looks like just a 4-man rush every time.
They bring Queen up. They bring Queen up and Wilson like sometimes right behind the tackles there, right behind the ends. And then as soon as right before the ball gets snapped, you can see they're starting to back off to get to where they need to be already.
And another one, like once a game, we'll bring a slot corner.
Yep.
Like last year it was Beanie. Obviously he's on the practice squad right now. And this year it's been like a mixture of Corey Trice or somebody else. Or whoever it is that we got at slot corner that day, but
listen. The coaching has been abysmal, and listen, I'm at the point, right? I'm at the point. This will be my last take about the team. I'm at the point, and I'm dead serious. This will be my last take about the team until and then I'll give you my game take. I'm ready. I'm good. Trading TJ, firing the whole coaching staff, and just for the first time, and for the first time ever, the Pittsburgh Steelers will say, "We are rebuilding."
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I'm ready for a Herschel. I'm ready for somebody to come in there, trade TJ, and do some Herschel Walker shit.
I hate to see TJ go because that's my guy, but. At a certain point, it's like raising a shark in a fish tank. He's gonna outgrow the tank eventually. You gotta cut him loose, and TJ's to the point of his career where if we look bad by the trade deadline, and I'm talking 2-3 wins, maybe that's the play. Maybe you dump TJ to a contender, and you say, look. You give us some picks and whatnot, we can make some move with those picks. And I'm going to be honest, another thing we need desperately, and I hate to say it because I love those guys that are behind DK, we need another receiver. Calvin Austin's great in the slot, but I'm done with the Roman Wilson experiment. I'm done.
So, Roses, who do you think? What's your thoughts on this week? Who's winning this game, Patriots or Steelers?
I will go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is solely because I do not think that defensive secondary has the guns to keep up with us without Gonzo. I think it is inevitable. DK will beat Carlton Davis once or twice, and they will be for big plays. I don't see them having anybody to cover Jonnu or Freiermuth. The key is Ramondre Stevenson. I know he's decent. Ramondre is not on the same caliber as Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. I think they'll have a better time slowing him down than they will the other two. And I think Drake May, being a young quarterback, will make a mistake to a veteran defense. And that's how we will win the game.
Graham, what you got?
This is one that troubled me a lot. I'm actually picking the Patriots in a dogfight. I think the Patriots are going to end up winning something like 24-21, and I think they're going to use a lot of Trayvon Henderson a lot more, just like the Seahawks used a lot more of Walker than Charbonnet. I think it's going to be more run scheme for Trayvon, and then they're going to use Stevenson more in the pass game. And I think Diggs might finally have a big game and score one against us. I don't have any belief right now in Terrell Austin to do anything to stop anything on the other side of the ball. So unfortunately, I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay.
Okay, so Coach Commons take. I'm 51 years old, yo. I was born the year I was born. We won our first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right? My grandfather embedded black and yellow in us, and I have to pick the Patriots. I have to go against my team, and the reason I'm going against my team is one key reason why I'm going against my team. My team had the NFL world thinking the Jets were good. My team had the NFL world scratching their head. Damn, did Aaron Cletch figure out Justin Fields? Is Justin Fields really? Could he really be over average, semi-elite quarterback in the league? Like, is that possible? They actually had the NFL world scratching their head, thinking the Jets were good. That's what my team had done. You allow the NFL world to say, yo, Jets are good. Jets might be good. They might be contenders. The Jets might even compete with the Buffalo Bills for the NFC or for the AFC East. You actually have people saying this because of the way they performed against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think they want us to wrap things up, but
no, we're about to wrap it up. But I gotta go with the Patriots. I have no faith in my team right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna have any faith in my team until the coaching staff is gone, because I see too many coaching holes that organizations you can't rise above that many coaching errors.
I agree.
You can't do that.
I agree.
So,
thank you for bringing me on, Comment.
Thanks
I really
for joining,
appreciate
Roses.
it,
We'll definitely have you again, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Y'all have a great rest of your day, man.
It's been a pleasure. Absolutely. This has been the Pittsburgh Steelers pregame segment. I'm Coach Common. Got my boy Gremlin. Shout out to my man Roses and being the special
Of course,
guest.
man. Of course.
Okay. It's a Not Move podcast, baby.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.